Hi, I'm Tina. Welcome to this yoga foundational video for the yoga asana Utkatasana or chair pose. Chair pose is a very common pose in yoga, and it's a great pose because it is very good for strengthening your legs, your glutes, your core. It builds endurance, and also it is really good for confidence and focus. And I think you're going to really like it. So let's go ahead and go over the fine-tuning cues for the yoga asana chair pose. So when you're going to get into this pose, the first thing we want to do, since this is a standing pose, is we want to pay attention and ground down, make sure that our feet are are planted firmly into the mat. Now, your feet typically will be together with big toes touching. This is one foot position you can do, or if you like, you can keep your feet hip width distance apart. I'm going to go with hip width distance apart today. So we're going to go ahead and ground down, pressing all of our toes into the mat, being aware, becoming conscious of our heels pressing into the mat, and all of the ball of the big toe all the way to the pinky, pressing down into that mat, making sure that foundation is good. From here, we're going to go ahead and hinge forward and sit back as though you're going to sit in a chair, hence the name chair pose. So here we are, we're sitting back. Now, once you get to this position, I want to bring your attention to your weight distribution. Your weight should be distributed back into the heels as much as possible. Now, you can check this by lifting the toes. Can you lift the toes, or are you forward and you just can't lift them? So if you shift your weight back into your heels, you can lift your toes. You know that your weight is pretty good. Once you have that settled, you want to bring the attention to the spine. We're looking for, again, a long spine. And we're going to tuck that tailbone, pull that belly in, pull that chest forward, not up so you're rounding, but just a sense of pulling forward with the chest. Neck is long, gaze is forward. Now, hands, I recommend, can be at prayer center, Anjali Mudra, on your hips, or in the full expression of Utkatasana, reaching up toward the upper corner of the room. Utkatasana, lifting the toes, checking the weight distribution, sitting back, chest is forward, belly in, gaze is forward, arms are up. Now, if you have any low back issues, I do want to say that I do recommend keeping your hands down at prayer center or on the hips, because you don't want to compromise your spine health. If there's any pain here, you want to make sure you're not doing this pose, because there is a pretty hefty load on the low spine here. When you raise your arms to the ceiling, it actually increases the load on your spine. So again, if you have any issues with your low back, hands can stay at prayer center or on the hips. And there you have it, chair pose. Let's go over that one more time. Grounding through the feet, sitting back, hinging forward at the waist, your hips, lifting those toes, checking that weight distribution, pulling the belly in, tucking the tailbone slightly in, chest is forward, neck is long, palms at prayer center or on the hips. And breathe here. Chair pose. Thanks for joining me.